All right, guys. Hello and good morning. This is Andy McCann on Food, Fitness, and Finance, where I want to help you lay a firm foundation in those three things. I'm going to cover some fun things we're doing at the gym, and then I'm going to walk you into blood pressure and like fixing your life expectancy for that. So, spoiler alert, if you drop your blood pressure even by a few points, you extend your functional life expectancy. So why would you not do this? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. First up is, of course, we're here in Woodstock, Georgia. If you're local, come to the gym, CrossFit Garage. We're here to help. We are, our real goal at the gym is to be, develop and grow. We're happy, humble, helpful people who want to be healthy and fit now, as well as in their 90s. So if that sounds like you, then yeah, that's us. You should come join us. If you're not here in Woodstock, Georgia, we do have something for you. It is called GarageFitness.online. It's basically the same sort of stuff, but you doing your own thing in your home. If you have a gym or basement built out with equipment, this is for you. If you're like, I don't really have anything, then what I would suggest is just go to our page, CrossFitGarage.com, and then go to gym information and WOD, workout of the day, and we give an option for our workouts that are home-based with very little gear, so you can do that. Another thing you can go look at is this page right here, which is CrossFitGarage.com/free. There's a bunch of free resources on there. The ones I would point you to right now would be like doing the life expectancy quiz. And again, you're going to share data with me, so don't do it if you don't want me to see stuff. I'm going to copy and paste it in the ChatGPT in this prompt that I've got, and then I'll pass it back to you, and it'll give you its best estimate based on actual tables, CDC, all that stuff for your life expectancy as well as your functional life expectancy. We're going to talk about both of those today with blood pressure. I got a cool story for you. Okay, other stuff. We are doing pickleball in the gym, so come join us. I think our first event will be, I think it's May 10th at 10 a.m. over at Dupree Park, so come join us. We also have board game night when the kids are coming back from college. Evan said, let's bring people in and do some things. Let's meet some more people. So we're going to do board game night here at my house, McCann Homesteading Compound in the basement, which is a pretty big basement. Bring whatever game you want. Be ready to teach it. And or jump into somebody else's game and play. So that's for anybody high school and up. Come play some games. If you want to bring someone younger, that's on you. Totally fine. But you have to play a game with your kid and keep him in control. All right. Next one is we do have a men's group. So the men's group's focus is adventure and accountability and growth and becoming an honorable man. Yes, this is tinged with Bible principles because there's no way to do it without it. If you're not into the Bible aspect, then you can just come do the fun stuff. You don't have to be part of when we get together and talk. It's going to be hard for me to ever give you advice that is not tinged with a better foundation of what it means to be an honorable man than what I can find there. So if I could give it to you without that, I mean, actually, there are principles out there, but when you distill it, it usually comes back to the same sort of stuff. So anyway, my whole life has been in the Bible. Not that I'm a Bible pusher or a thumper. I don't know. I just have never really felt like I need to do that to people. I mean, listen or don't. I don't care. But I do have a goal of keeping people alive longer, and I think everybody can love that one. So join us. We're going to Garland Mountain to do some sporting clay shooting, and then we've got other adventure that we're polling right now. So we have a QR code to get into the group me. You can find that at the gym or email me, and I'll help you out and get in there. Other cool stuff. So our members this weekend, this is the weekend of the 27th, the 26th, 27th, there's some really cool stuff. So I got some pictures back from people. Some people didn't send me any pictures. They just said, yeah, it was fun. So here's Denny. He's out there. He found this guy who I think he said was 70, and he's doing like this race 3 times and smoking cigars and stuff between. So I guess good for him. And Denny, good job finding some fun people out there. We've got a bunch of guys that went to the Festivus games. So Tommy, his first competition, Skylar and Chris, not their first competition, and they knew what to expect. I think there's a picture here of Tommy getting crushed. Oh, it's not yet. Here's me, Evan, Andrew, and Mark. We all went to do some airsoft to check out a venue that I'm looking at. It was pretty awesome. I have to say that this was probably the most fun I'd had playing. Considering what guns can do these days and paintball and so forth, these guys actually forced everyone to throttle it back. So we were all relatively even playing field. A lot of fun though. So that'll be coming up for our guys group. A couple of folks did the High Rocks competition. We had, so here's David and Caroline after, this is after the race. They got their medals on. Not as dirty as I thought they would be. And here's, this isn't the best picture, but here's Josiah during his wedding or after the wedding. And him and Stephanie got married. And I guess right now they're headed out to Europe for their adventure. So yeah, that's my little head in the in the side there. Okay, so yes, this was the mud race they did, which was the Tough Mudder. And Alan Lindsay, he didn't give me a picture of him, but he gave me a picture of him in first place. Awesome job, Alan. Keep it up, buddy. Here is the event. These guys at Festivus got second. We should be trying to host Festivus in October. They're changing the name, I think, but I put in an application, so we'll see if we get a spot. We'd be, I think, the only local one in 30 miles. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah, there's a picture of Tommy after maybe the second event, crushed on the floor. I love it. Okay, so anyway, fun things that we did. Something that I want to try is this tactical game. So if you're into shooting in CrossFit, it's basically shooting in CrossFit. So you see this guy lifting up some stones or some sandbags and shooting, and then another guy, these guys are about to push a sled. So it's like High Rocks CrossFit combo with guns. Of course, I'm very much interested. I think I'm going to go out to an event just to see what it is. All right, so the next thing up, the High Rocks. It's basically CrossFit with a lot of running, and it's indoors, so the weather doesn't really matter. So there's some events. There's nothing listed around us anytime soon, but there are some events in the States. It's a European company, so it's pretty big overseas. Just it's coming, I guess, coming around here. And just looking at the stuff, yeah, there's nothing that's really close to us at all. I mean, the Atlanta one obviously just passed. On September 20th, a bunch of people are going to do the Savage Race. So if you're into more mud races, this thing is here. It is in Dallas, Georgia, so super close. The thing that, let's see, Evie and I are going to do, and a couple others are going to do, I think, oh man, there's like 5 of us looking to do this. It is the Blairsville Adventure Race. So it is also on September 20th, which is unfortunate, but whatever. So this is a 10-hour race. And you may be thinking to yourself, what? 10 hours? I can't race for 10 hours. Yeah, that's okay. The race is 10 hours long. You don't actually have to race for 10 hours. And when we do these races, it's not like a whole bunch of running. It's more jogging through the woods, but you are going to jog in the woods, bike on trails, and canoe down a river or on a lake. The river canoeing is usually for this one, and it's super cool. You do need a mountain bike. Otherwise, the race, you can't really do the race. You need to get a hold of a mountain bike. Other than that, you can get everything there. I guess you need a backpack with water in it. That would be ideal as well, so you need a camelback. There are some other races coming up. Evie and I are doing the Blue Ridge race this coming weekend. Actually, by the time this is posted, I think it will have passed. Yeah, so I'll let you know later on how it went. Also, there are a couple folks, Randy and his wife are doing this race as well. And they'll be, it's sold out, so I can't get anybody else into it, but good stuff. There are a bunch more adventure races on the horizon. I would say if you're going to choose a race, choose something close and on a shorter hours, so like 8 to 12. Don't go driving to West Virginia doing a 48-hour adventure race without actually ever practicing or doing. That would be tough. Alrighty then, I'm going to move you on to a couple things that I promise to get you the blood pressure quick, but there's a lot of cool stuff happening. And I just want you guys to be a part of what is going on. Something that I have found as I get older is in the I'm going to say 6 pillars now of longevity. It's how you eat, sleep, move, think, and connect, and your wealth. The connect piece, most people don't do much with, and I'm trying to bring people into a connection. Yes, we can get healthy and fit at the gym, but what about connection? We already do one thing together that we like. What about other things? So a thing that I do, and a lot of people in the gym are doing, I think there's 20 of us now that have chickens, is this homesteading thing. So having chickens basically makes you a homesteader. Gardening makes you a homesteader. So there's a lot of homestead things that I get involved with that I want to kind of bring you guys along with if you want to. One is I do some classes here on my little tiny farm, like how to process a chicken. I know Dave was asking, when are you going to do that again? It's not as fun to process chickens in the heat. So I will set something up. I got to get rid of some more roosters. But it would have to be super early in the morning because, as it gets later and warmer, the flies come out and it's not as enjoyable. Okay, so I'll be doing something there. But I do I participate in Nicole Sauce's living free in Tennessee. Tennessee is just above us. She does events. She has a podcast. It's a very fun community. It's kind of tied in close with this one right here, the Survival Podcast. He's out of Dallas, Texas. So it's a little bit harder to get to when we do stuff in person, but he's got a thriving community, and his show, The Survival Podcast, you think it'd be about zombies, but it's not. It's about how to live a better life today when times are good, or even if they're not. So it's really good advice and great community. There is an event coming called Georgia Bushcraft. I know nothing about this, but I saw it. I was like, hey, I'm into this stuff. I'm going to go. So the one coming up this fall, the fall gathering is, where are the dates? There it is. November 7th, 8th, and 9th, and it's over by Athens, Georgia. I've got 2 tickets. Anybody wants to join us, come on in, you buy your ticket. I'll probably be camping out there, or tent camping, or just camping in my truck, depending if anybody wants to go with me. So pick up a ticket and come with us. All right, so I'm going to go through a couple stories as I get into this blood pressure. So this is a buddy of mine, Ken Daniels. He is part of the Survival Podcast community as well. He has got a thing he's doing called bloodsugarchef.com, basically how to cook for the carnivore lifestyle. He had something happen about 3 months ago. He started losing vision in his eye. And he said, what is going on? The doctor said, you're diabetic. You got to fix this stuff. He's like, all right, let me do it. They wanted to give him a bunch of drugs. He said, no, I'm going to go out and try to fix it with food and fitness and the other things. And he's doing it. So he did my 60 easy, except he did all of them rather than just picking a few. He made it kind of tough, although they all are pretty easy. And then he did a blog on his first week of CrossFit. So he'd been doing his own thing. And he said, Andy, what could I do next to move the needle? And I said, I would join a CrossFit gym. They're going to go along with you on this journey. And his journey, his conversation points in here is phenomenal. You can find him at bloodsugarchef.com. Go to his first post and you can read his first week of CrossFit. Man, it's just awesome. I know not every gym is the same, but the owner there and their nutrition coach did what we would do. They said, hey, I hear your story. I may not know everything about it, but I'm going to go learn and I'm going to invest in you. And he was in tears because these guys who basically have no skin in the game want to help him. And that's right. That's what these gyms do. Our gyms, CrossFit gyms, are like this, and we want to help. So you can learn to cook good recipes. If you follow his site, let me find his... Oh, he actually do Chef on Location. Of course, he's not close to us, so you may not want to do that. But you can sign up for classes and do things with him online. He can teach you. I'm looking for his recipes now. Oh, it's probably right here. Yeah, articles, recipes. So the American Diabetes something has it's a new group that's actually pushing for how to fix diabetes. Not, hey, you have diabetes, you should eat more sugar. So weirdly, if you go to the one that's been around, the American Diabetes, whatever association that's been around forever, ADA, I don't know what it's called. They actually tell you to eat sugary things. It's really dumb. So he's actually working with a group of doctors that are carnivore. So it's doctors that went carnivore. And they said, this is the things you could eat. And he just made some how to prepare it situation for him. So if you're looking for a meal plan, you can do that here. It would be bloodsugarchef.com/items and or click on his recipes. Okay, so I promised to get into blood pressure and how to fix that, and here we go. Blood pressure is a measure of the force of your blood pushing against the walls of your arteries. So it's measured in 2 different numbers. It's the systolic and the diastolic. So systolic is the force of the blood when the heart beats. So it's going to go push, and it's measuring the pressure. And diastolic pressure is the force that is exerted when your heart is at rest. It's usually denoted in a number like 120/80. I use ChatGPT to build up a form that says, hey, what is my life expectancy? Chat, based on actuarial tables that you can get a hold of and the CDC reports you can get a hold of, ask me some questions and what would it be? And it did. So it built me a form. You can find that form if you go back to CrossFitGarage.com/free, and then you look for the your expiration date quiz. You put in some information. In a Google form, it'll email me. I'll take it and copy and paste it into ChatGPT. It'll give you its answer. I will copy and paste it back to you. It is not me doing anything, although I am looking at what you're putting in there because I have to copy and paste it. I don't actually read it. I just copy and paste it out and send it. I do like to look at the life expectancy numbers, so I do look at that. It is very manual. It is very me watching. It is very not doctory or scientific. It's ChatGPT's best guess using the tables. What does that mean? Well, it's probably pretty accurate, but I don't really know. Trying to guess something like that can be tough. Though I think the bigger piece of is very eye-opening in what it means to you. So a couple of my friends have done it. I've got maybe like 30 or 40 people who have done it now. And the numbers are pretty interesting. And the advice is pretty solid. Weirdly, it's the same sort of stuff you'd always hear here. So what can it do? So I am on a kick right now. Clean your blood, fix your life. And what I mean by that is up until the age of 50, most men die by accident or suicide. And it's only in the nature of like 300 men for every 100,000. Once you hit 50, you fall into the drop dead years. And I'm like, what does that even mean? So the death statistic goes from 300 for every 100,000 to 1,200 for every 100,000. So it goes up by 4 times, and that is a lot. And it moves from the other two to heart attack and strokes. So basically your blood clotting in different areas. So I'm on this kick of how do I clean up my blood? And a thing that I found based on a bunch of podcasts and other things that I was researching is men could give blood and reduce some of these blood issues. So your blood is going to recreate itself every 90 days. So any blood molecule after 90 days will die off. So you have this always recurring 90-day cycle. And it's not 90 days, it's happening every moment, but your blood recycles itself. What you could do to speed that up, to get better blood or recycled into new blood, is give blood. Then your body says, hey, we're low, let's make some more. This is why they say don't give blood more than every 8 weeks. We want you to be fully replenished. So does it work? Yeah, I don't know. But before I tell you a thing, I'm going to try it and see if it works for me. Okay, so I took my profile that I already gave chat. I guessed my blood pressure was 110/70. When I went to go give blood, they did the biometrics, so my heart rate was actually much better. It's 55 beats per minute. And my actual blood pressure is 103/65, which is really good. And the guy asked me, well, what do you do? I see your shirt, it says CrossFit. I said, yeah, I do CrossFit and I eat carnivore. And he's like, well, how long? I said, 10 months carnivore. He's like, no, you can't do that. You'd be dead. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm here. So yes, it is true. I eat the same, maybe like 6 things all day, every day for the last 10 months. Eggs, some sort of ruminant meat, salt, and goat cheese. I do put some hot sauce on my stuff now. It's basically just peppers and water. So yeah, that's it. If I go out, like at Josiah's wedding, they had a choice of food. I chose some meat. It had some gravy on it. Yeah, I'm not going to be a jackass and like not eat it. I just scraped most of the gravy off and ate it. Yeah, I know it's kind of not what I normally eat, but you know what? That's okay. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to streak. It's, do the best you can every day, and that's what you do. Okay. So I put in this number. So basically my numbers dropped by just 7 and 5. That's it. So very, very minimal change. But my life expectancy went up on the high end by 2 years. So it went from 92 to 94. The better part was my functional life expectancy went up by 5 years from 83 to 87. So, that's pretty damn cool. And to think it was just blood pressure. But the idea is if my blood pressure is better, then my blood, the system is better, and I'm less likely to have clots. So it is true. My cholesterol is off the charts. I've got, it's like 300 or something. And my LDL is massive. And they're going to tell you, oh no, Andy, your blood pressure's high and your LDL's high. You're going to die. Except when you really do a detailed study on it, like the advanced lipid study, you see that LDL that is large and buoyant and fluffy, whatever the hell that means, is good for you. And so that's what my LDL is. It said 99% is the good stuff. They couldn't really even find anything that was small and clotty. The small, dense ones are what clots up. So eating all this meat, eating all this salt, my salt rate, my numbers have never been lower. My blood pressure has never been lower. And my heart rate, I may be doing CrossFit for all this time, but it's actually dropped down some. So I guess the idea is viscosity. So if you think water and oil, one of them, if you were to walk through water, kind of tough, but if you were to walk through oil, a lot tougher. If you walk through air, pretty easy. So the viscosity of air is pretty much 0, but water is higher and oil would be even higher, right? So the viscosity of a solid object is 100% because you can't get through it. So your blood, the less viscous it is, the better it can move better. And when it lub-dubs and pumps, it's going to be doing a thing. Now, something interesting that I found out in all this studying is Your heart is not responsible for pumping your blood through your body 100%. It does pump and gets things going, but as you move and you squeeze and your muscles and constrict and contract, those things are actually helping the pumping along as well. So there is a guy who has a screw heart. So he's got a band that says, I do not have a heartbeat, but I am alive. And it's a screw pump. So it's just this pump that's just in a screw motion, continually making blood flow. I know, it's crazy. I've never even heard of that. And it's, I guess, what they did before they made hearts that could love dub artificially. I don't know. It's fascinating. But it's just interesting when you go down the road to find out what you think you knew, which you didn't really, or you thought you knew what you knew, but it's not true. It was something different. So your heart does do the job of pumping, but not solely. The rest of your body helps pump as well. So the healthier you are, the more muscle you have, the more movement you have, the better. The less viscous your blood is, the better. So I started giving blood to see if this would work. Also, I did put in there my beats per minute were 60. And so it gives you a little bit of an answer and explanation why. Again, this is ChatGPT. Is it accurate? I don't know. It's what I've got and it's easy to get hold of. And if you back check this data, which I always recommend, it seems to check out. So it says a resting heart rate under 60 beats per minute is associated with a 30 to 40% lower risk of sudden cardiac events like heart attacks and strokes, which are the number 1 and 2 ways to die once you get past 50 for men. A blood pressure of 103 over 65 is 95% better than men at your age, which means that there's minimal stress on the heart and the arteries, reducing even more the incidence of stroke and kidney disease, which is weird. I don't know why that would be a thing, but now I'm fascinated by it and have to go down that road. So in short, your heart is working less and your blood vessels are clearer and easier to flow, and your system basically is quiet and more efficient. So hell yeah, I'm into that. So the more important thing on the little chat thing I put together was to have chat give you, what am I doing well and what should I fix? I love that. So it says, hey, keep doing these things and remember to fix those things. This is just beautiful. You don't have to use my prompt. You can build your own and it's not that hard. Actually, one cool thing to do on chat is to say, this is what I'm trying to do. Help me build a prompt to ask you the better questions to get what I need. And it'll actually tell you how to talk to it. It's awesome. So I went through the normal thing of like, what does it mean to actually give blood and why is it helping? So because I eat a lot of meat and I cook on cast iron, my iron levels are probably high. I need to get that retested. So it'll help reduce your iron. Interestingly, I have heard, I don't know if this is true, but because like your A1C, the amount of sugar your blood vessels hold is a number they check for diabetes and such. By getting rid of that blood and having your body make new blood, that blood is made without sugar in it. So you're getting a little, a push into better blood because it's just got made. Now, of course, it's going to grab sugar as well, but at least you had for a little bit of time, less of it in you, right? So will it help? I don't know. Let's see. If you guys are, pre-diabetic or type 2 or 1, I don't know, look this stuff up and let me know what you guys are finding. Try it out. I already talked about this, that it improves your blood's viscosity. And this is an interesting one. It does lower your blood pressure, which it makes sense. If you have a closed system and you take some fluid out, well, there's less pressure in there to do a thing, right? So I already have a bit of a problem when I stand up quickly. I get a little, tunnel vision. So having much lower blood pressure could be a problem. I asked it, they tell you if your blood pressure is too high, you can't give blood. I'm like, well, if this lowers your blood pressure, then why would you not give blood if it lowers your blood pressure? So it went down the road of it could create fainting opportunities. And so, yeah, I don't know. I need to find some experts to really ask the question because it seems counterintuitive that if you have high blood pressure, they tell you not to give blood, even though it lowers your blood pressure. So I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Again, not a doctor, but something to think of, something to think on. All right. So I think because of those other things, it's going to tell you that if you give blood, it actually lowers your incidence of the risk of these things. And I find that fascinating. So heart attacks, strokes, and other diseases, arterial diseases go down. Also, it boosts the metabolic conditioning. So it's going to take resources to build that blood. And of course, they say don't give blood any more than every 8 weeks. I'm going to try to do it right on the dot. So 8 weeks in a day, just to be on the safe side, and plan it to like when I'm not working out hard. So that's the other one. You don't want to like start working out after giving blood. You'll feel weird. So, solve one problem at a time. All right, I'm going to drop into some ideas on lowering your blood pressure. I asked chat, hey, list out the most common 20 ways to lower your blood. And I'm going to show you a thing on here that's just fascinating to me. After he gave me the normal 20 ones, I'm going to tell it, give me 20 more. I'm going to keep doing that to see what it comes up with. I love the fact that chat does not struggle with creative solutions. It's just going to start pulling answers. It's a large language model. It's looking for language around blood pressure, and it's going to start giving you these things. Is it for you, and is it wise? No, probably not. But it's just fascinating and it does it. Okay. So I don't sell anything. I don't ask you guys to buy stuff from me. If you want to come to the gym, you can buy a membership, and that's pretty much it. I've got an item here that I think would be great for you guys to have, so you could track your blood pressure and your heart rate, so you could see what it's doing. So it's the Eye Health Track Smart Upper Arm Blood Pressure Monitor with wide range cuff that fits the standard to large adult arm. Okay, so it's Eye Heart Track. And I'll try to remember to put a link here, but you can look for it on Amazon. And my suggestion for you, so actually let me back up. It's $35 and it's got 42,480 reviews. So this thing's been well reviewed and it's 4.4 stars still. So yeah, this thing is pretty damn solid. Anyway, my suggestion for you is to use it a lot and use the app to track and figure out where you're at. So like right when you wake up, stay laying down and do it and see what your I'm really resting blood pressure and heart rate is going to be. I know you could also get one of those Fitbits and the rings and all that stuff, and it'll track stuff as well. Yep, you can do that. I don't think it does blood pressure, and so I'm focused in on blood pressure. I would also do this after you talk to your boss, after you exercise, maybe before you exercise. Like as often as you can, get measurements and see what's going on when and where. I would also do this after you do some of these practices that I'm going to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to run through these pretty quick. You can go look them up. They should make sense. If you've never heard of them, shame on you. These are like pretty obvious. All right, on the nutrition, you got cut out sugars and refined carbs, reduce processed foods and sea oils. I mean, who talks about that all the time, right? Eat potassium-rich foods, get enough magnesium. So this one, I'm not sure I agree with. It says limit your salt. I would say maybe fix your electrolyte imbalances. I get a lot of salt and my blood pressure is super low. So I don't think salt really does it. Or maybe it's the type of salt. Stay well hydrated. Movement and fitness. If you're not doing CrossFit, here's some ideas. Walk briskly for 30 minutes. I would do that after you eat as well. Lift 2 to 4 times a week. Yeah, muscle is the organ of longevity. So that's pretty awesome. Do some HIIT, high intensity training, or basically CrossFit. Stretch and foam roll, practice yoga. Stress management. This is a huge one I think everyone skips over. Practice deep breathing. That box breathing is super easy. It's, 4 in, hold for 4 seconds, release for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. You just make that, the box of 4 seconds. Cold exposure, I'm not a fan of. Saunas, I'm a fan of that. And prioritize sleep. Make sure you're getting 8 hours or whatever it is your body needs. It's somewhere between 7 and 9. And get sunlight exposure. I just did that before recording this podcast. Metabolic and circulatory health. Donate blood regularly. Hey, that makes sense. That's what I'm working on. I'm going to let you know if it works. Lose excessive weight. Duh, we talk about that all the time. Avoid or limit alcohol. And this is a big one. Your tongue controls your life. Your tongue's an asshole, and it's going to force you to eat things that you probably shouldn't. Learn to fight the tongue. Part of that is alcohol. Part of that is all the sweets, right? You can do some nasal breathing when you sleep and work out, so tape your mouth shut. I do that to stop the dry mouth. It's working so-so. I got to come up with something else because at night sometimes I feel like, I'm not breathing at all, and that's not cool. And stay socially connected. I love that chat puts in there. So it gave me 20. Now I'm going to do a thing where I'm going to say, give me 20 more and don't repeat yourself and let's see what it says. I love it. So chat and I have a great relationship. He's like, heck yeah, let's go deeper into creativity. So he and I are very positive back and forth. I say he's a he. I know. I talk to it like it's a person. I need to come up with a better name than chat. I got to come up with a name for him. Okay, so I said just give me 20 more ideas. Be creative. I don't care how far-fetched. Don't repeat yourself. So Okay, this is fascinating. Will they work? I don't know. You guys should go research this, but I just wanted to show you that it'll keep giving you answers, and you may find one of these is like, oh damn, I like this. So like it says, eat more beets and drink more beet juice. Okay, I hate beets, so probably not for me. But you may be like, okay, supplement with L-arginine or citrulline. I can't even pronounce those. Eat more dark chocolate, 85% or higher. Okay, so a bunch of you just went, hell yeah, dark chocolate. Increase your omega-3s, intermittent fasting, consume fermented foods, get a massage. What? Yes, I love it. Ground your feet. Oh, that's actually something I practice already, so I didn't even know that was part of it, but that's awesome. Here's some more. Practice a gratitude journal daily. I already do that. When I do chores, I do gratitude. Laughed hard and often. Dude, that's like part of what I do is if you can't laugh, is it even worth doing, right? So laugh hard and often. Find people that are fun, like me. I don't know if I'm fun. I got a lot of bad dad jokes, but my normal mode is humor, and my backup mode when I'm in like, oh no, is humor. So basically I'm a double humor guy. Practice slow, extended exhales. Yeah, we talked about that one kind of. Biofeedback training. I don't even know what that means. Meditate with meditate with beats or specific music frequencies. Okay, beats, not like beet juice, but yeah. So I have heard this, that there are frequencies that are healing. So that's a fascinating one to go down that chain of thought. Spend more time at high altitude. Use a weighted blanket for sleep. Add indoor plants. Sit in nature, not walk, just sit quietly. Mimic ancestral light patterns. Pet an animal daily. All right, so there was 20. Let me see what it asked me here. Oh, dude, this is great. Another idea that I just really hadn't thought of. It says, hey, would you like me to organize these 40 ideas into categories that are easy, daily, and wild cards? I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to ask for 20 more first. Oh, I love it, man. It just doesn't care. And this is the value of ChatGPT. I would struggle to do the research to come up with these ideas to ask all my buddies. It's just using its large language model to say, when people talk about blood pressure, this is what they talk about. Now, it doesn't come up very often, so basically it's my last suggestions, but it just gave me 20 more. I'm going to bust through these real quick. Maybe something really appeals to you. Use red light therapy. So my wife bought something like that, and a red light sauna, so I'm actually in the summer going to do that. In addition to that stupid foot bath I'm using, it's crazy to see how toxic your feet are. Oh man, there's words in here I can't actually say. So it's increase your Q10, whatever the hell that is. Try berberine supplement. Take nitric oxide boosting lozenges. Man, microdose sunlight on your skin. Alternate hot and cold therapy. Practice heart rate variability breathing training. Engage in regular acts of service and kindness. Now, this is a fascinating one. This is how I live my life, on kindness. If I see a cart at Publix that needs to be pushed in, I just grab it and go. Or if somebody's pulling out their groceries, I wait for them, not awkwardly anymore. I actually say, hey, I'm going to wait to take your cart back because standing there quietly apparently is creepy. So kindness, right? I mean, I guess I already love that. And I didn't know it did this. Actually, I did, but it's more stuff. Visualize blood flowing smoothly during meditation. Oh, that is beautiful. So the practice of pushing in your mind what you want reality to believe. So I struggle on this one. I do like the idea of quantum mechanics and speaking it to the world. I don't know how they come together, but I do this. As I take the dogs on a walk down the driveway, I will speak loudly the things I want to come into existence. I don't know if you're really making a change in the world or if you're just setting your subconscious to push down the road. I don't know, but it is fascinating. Add celery extract, celery seeds to your diet. Eat hibiscus flowers or drink hibiscus tea daily. Add garlic extracts. Consume, so I can't even say it. It's a blue-green algae, whatever, spirulina. Use apple cider vinegar. I've actually heard about this one too. I don't particularly care for that, but I heard it's good for you in many different ways. Spend time swimming or floating in natural bodies of water. Live or vacation near large forests, ocean, or mountains. So I guess, nature is calming, maybe. Use Himalayan salt lamps or negative ion generators indoors. Now that's fascinating. I do have a negative ion generator, basically to bind up dog hair and smells and pull it down on the ground. I didn't know it would be good for blood pressure. Maybe it's not. Actually, it does give it says mild improvement in mood and air quality, lowering resting tension. Okay, so it's going through the ideas of how do you lower resting tension and during meditation. So I like that. It's giving you ways around some of the things that it talked about that would push on those ways, like food, resting, whatever, but aren't specifically related to your blood pressure, but should push on those ways. So these are subsets. I like that. Practice silent mornings, no talking screens for 30 minutes plus. That would be tough. Drum or play rhythmic music, going back to the frequencies, I guess. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And now I'm going to say, yes, I want you to do the create it into easy wins, etc. See what the easy ones are. All right, it's building it out. I'm actually going to copy and paste this, I guess, into, I have to find a place. I don't think it's going to be too long for me to paste it into the description. I think I'll try. If not, what I'll do is I'll put it in the free section. So it'll be CrossFitGarage.com/free, and I'll put lower your blood pressure, and it'll have this stuff in there so you guys can see it. I love this stuff. So it's got 20 in the immediate wins, start today, easy to implement. And then it's got, it did it by 20s. 20s, habits to stack. Oh, I like that. And then 20 more experimental fun wild cards. Very cool. All right, so that'll be there for you guys. Hey guys, so yeah, I hope you can tell that I'm very passionate about this and I really want you guys to win and live and survive. I have failed for a very long time in the connection phase, thinking I was doing right. If you're like, Andy, I think I'm good, but I'm not sure. Man, email me, call me, text me, whatever. I'm happy to talk about it and help you understand. But an easy test is, can you call on at least one person to drop everything to come bail you out of to come bail you out of jail or something like that, right? Would somebody give up their day to come to you? If you invited them to your wedding, would they come? If you invited them to a thing or whatever, right? So basically, would they give up their own self for you? And here's what I have found. Most people would say, oh, yeah, sure. But then they really won't. And the reason is you didn't do it first. So if you're not investing in people I'll give you an example. This is not a great example, but it's an example. One of our members sent me a picture of their car that got hit on the bumper. And my immediate response is, what can I do to help? And it's true. I totally will invest first so that later on they'll be like, hey, somebody is there for me. I'll invest back. And it's not for that. I'm not doing it so they will. I'm doing it because I want to be that person that invests and that shows up. If you're not that person, then you're probably never going to have people like that. If you're always complaining when you talk to people, you're not that person and people don't want to be around you. So you can fix that first. There are things you can do and it's not that tough. And that's probably one of the big things I want to show people. To have a better life isn't really that hard. You just have to start making those steps down the road. Most people that are close to you, like your family, aren't going to listen. You just have to start acting in that way. And then they will follow along. I mean, the thing is proximity bias. You can't tell a kid, oh, you should eat more protein and lift if you want to get bigger. They're going to be like, nah. But I can tell your kid that, and they're totally going to listen. I don't know why that is. It just is. I want to help you live that long life. I want you to be a happy, humble, helpful person that's healthy and fit now as well as in your 90s. I want you to be able to lay a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finances. Why? Because that's where life goes, right? In relationships. So really, I say there's the 5 pillars. It's really 6 because you got to add wealth in there. But it's not tough to fix the things. You just need to figure it out. Actually, something that I just did that is really cool. So you can add on your phone, ChatGPT, you get the icon right there, and then you can press the talk to me button. And while I drove 4 hours to this Living Free in Tennessee spring workshop, I had chat up and I was like, hey, talk to me about, and we went through it and I said, I want you to ask me investigative questions and to help me drill down into, and it did. And we just talked. And I said, go back through our talk, build up some action items, and that way I'll look at them when I get back home. So actually I could go find that. So there was like 6 action items that I should be taking to do the things I want to do. And did chat do it for me? No, it's just somebody that I could talk to that would help push me down the road without ever saying, oh, I hear you, and let me tell you my story. So, one-upping, it just wants to help, and that's what it's there for, right? It is a tool. If you want a real human, hey, I'll be your tool. If you need someone like for professional help, Jamie Thomas is the way to go. She is a registered practicing psychotherapist. I am not. I'm just a dude that has gray hair with experience. But I really want you guys to live that life. I want you to live a long time. If you think to yourself, well, I'm avoiding you, Andy, because I don't want to face the truth, man, that's not good. Ken said the same thing. And then when we got to talking, he's like, man, I should have talked to you sooner. So I don't know. Do I have the answer? Probably not. But what I do have is the question to ask yourself so that you can find your own answer. Again, if you need me, Andy@CrossFitGarage.com. My cell number used to be posted all over our stuff, but I changed it to we're testing out this voice AI thing. Call it or text it. It's actually kind of funny. But guys, I'm here to help. If you're part of the gym and you want to be in our groups, great. We want you there. Some of the groups are very restrictive. So there's a men's group. I know, it's just for men. Weird. But there are some events we will do that we can bring people into. We want to grow men. I want men to live a longer time. Yes, I'm being a little bit selfish there. I'm a man, and I want to have more manly relationships. I do think it's inappropriate for me to have a female best friend. I just don't think, I would not enjoy my wife having a male best friend. That should be me, right? So, yeah, I don't really push on those relationships. But you women can build your own women's group, and I'll help promote it. I do have another group. It's pickleball, because I like pickleball. Who doesn't like that? And that's for everybody, not just people in the gym. For everybody. So men's group is basically for men in the gym. Pickleball is for everyone. Bring anybody you want. We have a board game night that's sort of for the gym, but it's basically more, let's just meet local people, and gym sponsored, but it is high school and up, because I don't know, you could be too young and it's not as fun to you may not like your kids, but other people may, or you may like your kids and other people may not. So let's leave the younger ones at home. You can play Candyland with them. We're into the harder, more interesting games. Think Catan and Seven Wonders and more extreme, and we'll teach you those things. But it's really about building connection. If there's other ways you guys want to connect, man, I am into it, but I can only do what I like to do. If you're like, hey, I'd like to connect over quilting, man, I'm just not into quilting. It's never going to happen. If you want to connect over outdoor, actually, I should make a group me for that. Outdoor sporty things. Actually, maybe we already have a group me, or maybe it's a Facebook group. So I went away from Facebook because not enough of you guys are using it anymore, and we're just using group me. I'll have to go tackle that one. I think I'll ask David Wallace. I think he was in charge of it last time. So maybe we'll do a outdoor adventure group me that anybody can be part of. Anyway, I want us to connect. I should probably have a chicken group me as well. So people doing chickens, we can share stories and help each other out. Or chicken and gardening, maybe homesteading in the group. That actually might be good. If you have other ideas, pass them to me. Guys, I'm here to help. Y'all take care.